Well, I just want to articulate. I just want to be clear.
You'll be in a relationship with someone else, and I'll just pop out.
Hey! Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to membriash.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Mitch.
And we are watching the Ultimatum Queer Love. Today we're watching episode 4. Everybody's partnered up. So we have our messy couples for the next couple weeks. Well, their next couple weeks, and I guess our next couple episodes. And then now we get to watch them make a mess in their apartments.
Sounds like they're going to like poop in their apartments or something.
I literally just
they're going to make a mess.
Smearing poop on the wall.
No.
You thought poop too, so don't make it like I'm the only one.
Right. I didn't think about them smearing. I just thought like when you can't let an animal out. Like, and then they poop in the corner.
I just watched this video on Instagram, and it's this lady, and she's like, she's in her apartment, and it's like 2 a.m., and she's like, oh god, no, and it's this mom raccoon, and the mom raccoon drops off 5 baby raccoons onto her porch, and then the mom raccoon just, like, leaves. Like, her porch is, like, free daycare, like, 2 a.m., and then the raccoons are literally just destroying, these baby raccoons are destroying, like, all her plants. They're, like, taking the potted plants out, they're ripping leaves off.
They're looking for something to eat.
They're just, like, playing, and then eventually the mom comes back and picks up her kids and leaves.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's so funny.
I love raccoons.
I do too. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what that has
That was
to
a
do
good
with
tangent.
anything.
That was a good tangent. We like raccoons.
Making a mess. They made a mess of her porch.
Okay. Just like they're going to make a mess of the apartments.
I meant like an emotional mess.
Yeah.
I meant an emotional mess.
Emotional mess.
Right.
Not baby raccoons, not pooping. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Marie and AJ.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeez, okay. They're going on little dates.
Because now they're proper. Now we're going to see this is where the messes start. You know, where some people get overly invested.
All of my friends are getting married and having babies. And
her boob is scratched to
I was thinking the same thing. The fuck's going on
fight
over
with
here?
A blackberry bush? What happened? Holy shit, dude.
Getting a fight
a cat.
with a black...
Oh, her cat.
Oh,
her cat.
That's
her cat
absolutely cat scratch, isn't it?
I've had a boob cat scratch before.
Watch out for the toxoplasmosis.
Like, something that you did, like, you don't even realize that was such a huge deal for me was, like, you put chai tea next to my bed.
I think this is actually really sweet because she's saying, I really appreciate you. And then she's saying, this is a specific little moment that you did that I really appreciated.
my worst fear in this process is if my partner falls in love. I never really thought if I fell in love that would be my worst fear.
Whoa, God
that's
damn
intense,
it. People,
dude.
stop falling in love with AJ.
I read something recently that said that, like, love at first sight, there's something called, like, liminence. And liminence is what people are experiencing. It's when, like, you have that crush that you can't stop thinking about them. Or where you feel like you know someone right away. And, like, you know, there's never been a time that you didn't know them. But realistically, they haven't been in your life that long. Yeah. It's that kind of, like,
I feel like I know you kind of crap.
Well, it's like the lust feeling, but it goes beyond lust, where you feel emotionally connected to the person from, like,
Are there
the
studies
outset.
on this? Or is it just, like, people...
Yeah, I think it's, like, a psychology thing.
Oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard of that, so that actually kind of legitimizes some of that. Doesn't mean it's the same as like a 20-year-long relationship love, but then when you're like, I feel like I love you already, kind of crap. Like,
it can be like liminence, which it's problematic because it's not that it's not real.
It's like what you do with it.
It's not grounded in reality in the same way that like long-term love is, or when you actually know someone that love is.
I hear that.
Let's go.
I'm glad to see Megan having fun.
I know.
I was worried about her.
She seems really fun. Now that she's not as sad, she seems like a really fun person.
It would be really hard to go through this and be there watching your partner flirt with people. Like, I almost feel like that was her biggest problem, and it wasn't adapting to the experiment so much as it was watching that all happen and seeing your partner do that.
How cute is this? Our first picture.
These two are
They're married, dude. They're married. I read somebody online say that they didn't feel like they had chemistry, and I couldn't feel differently. I feel like they have really good chemistry.
I think it's like maybe not the chemistry that person expects.
Yeah.
But when I see the two of them, they seem really happy with what they have.
They cuddled night one. They clearly have a bit of a connection to have there be a physicality night one.
You mentioned Kyle's bashfulness too. I feel like that's sort of like like young love kind of thing.
I am personally not trying to find something better. It's just the finality of it all is scary.
I think that is hard because for you and I, we were each other's first like serious relationships.
Yeah.
And I think that was the hard thing. I mean, we met as kids. So then trying to grow into adults and be like, my first serious relationship is going to be my last relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a big
taking it to the
thing.
grave kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh man, is this the right choice?
Yeah.
Like, should I be doing this? Should I be like dating other people?
And then you have one good thing and you're like, that's it. That sounds, for a realistic person, crazy.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't think it's crazy either. If you have something that's good, why would you need to try something else?
I hear that.
I think we kind of
I think it's just having the intelligence or the experience to know whether or not what you have is good. Because,
Yeah.
like, I believe that I could have a good relationship with somebody else, but I don't
Yeah.
want that.
Right.
I have a good relationship with you.
Yeah.
And I want to have you in my life forever.
Yeah.
And I want to have you as my partner forever. It's not just, I don't want you just hanging around. You know? I love you.
It's hanging out.
Yeah. Well, I just want to articulate. I just want to be clear.
You'll be in a relationship with someone else and I'll just pop out.
Hey! I made tapas!
I think that is a hard thing for people to understand, though. And we did try. I mean, we broke up just a lot of times trying to be like, we should, like, force ourselves to date other people or, like, experience things separately. But it's tough when you have somebody that you already feel like is your, you know, best friend and you're happy with them.
What did I just see?
Someone called AJ. AJ said, okay, I'll be there. And now Britney is also leaving. So I think they might be going to see each other.
You're not supposed to be doing this. I know Britney's having a really hard time now, so...
I don't know. I've been in places
feel
where
bad
I've
for Britney.
had, like
panic
so
or
much
something?
emotional upset, right? I am glad that... I know it's not supposed to be the rules, but if someone's really, really, really stressed and that's going to help, like...
Sounds to me like they probably sat down and chatted for several hours.
Yeah.
And AJ's stressed about it.
I just wanted to come clean with you and tell you, look, I've seen Britney twice.
Twice?
Okay, so it was one late at night.
And just wanted you to know, like, I'm sorry.
Twice, though. Why? Is it just that Britney's having a really hard time?
I think so, because even the way that she came in, it didn't feel like... She was like, I don't want to have to be dealing with this right now, kind of thing. But you can't be fully invested in the trial relationship if you're constantly going back to your original relationship.
I know, that's
and that does
so
suck.
hard.
I appreciate that, though.
And if there's anything that I can do that I'm not currently doing...
I feel like AJ feels like I couldn't be fully invested until we had those conversations, and now I can be. I hope that's the case. If she keeps seeing Britney at a certain point, this is like...
I don't know, too, because it did seem like, from the perspective we got, it seemed like Britney called AJ, said, I need to see you, and AJ said, okay, I'll be there. I would have a really hard time, regardless of what the show parameters were, if you called me and said, I need you right now,
yeah,
I would leave.
Yeah, I hear that. Because that's somebody you've known for years that you love.
I'm shutting down because I do not trust her.
That's fair. I mean, that's like early on, and that's like a classic way that people like cheat and stuff too. I don't think that's what's happening here, but that's like with the ex or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I think like she doesn't know that AJ's being like truthful and stuff.
I've never felt so betrayed, and it's very lonely.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, so trial marriage dead. Wow, that was quick.
That's hard for me because I don't know if I see it as a big betrayal to Marie. Like, it's not nice. It's not great. It's not the way the show is supposed to go. But at the same time, it's like...
I also can't begrudge Marie for being suspicious, though.
Oh, yeah, or for putting up walls,
for feeling uncomfortable,
too.
Yeah,
for sure.
She's also saying that immediately after it happened. Let's give it like a day or two and then kind of see where it hashes out.
I also just end up feeling like with Marie, the same thing is happening that happened to a lot of the other people on the show, which is that she literally is talking to producers like, I could fall in love with this person, and I don't see that same...
Yeah.
I don't see that same commitment or energy coming from AJ to any of the people that feel that way about her.
Wow, you're so fancy.
This one's scurry.
Dana and Mel.
Well,
that looks pretty good.
I don't want your dirty fingers touching my food. Where would you like me to put my dirty fingers?
Wait, what?
The like pickup lines, the flirty pickup lines are so much better on this
The finger-related pickup lines
than they ever are on the straight seasons.
Yeah.
I'm having a great night. I'm always having a great night with you.
Yeah, you've known each other for like a week, so it's easy to have a good time every night for a week.
That dinner looks pretty good. I'm sorry. I can't pay attention. I'm looking at that salmon.
Melon's a food truck.
Oh, that's right. She's like a great cook.
She's a good cook.
That's not factor. She's cooking that food.
Yeah. She cooked that.
Yeah, all right.
But you still are going on about how much you trust me, so I'm just gonna let you keep going.
Oh God, it's complicated because like if it was a dating show, I'd be like, it's so cute.
I know. In a different context, it's adorable.
Yeah.
And I love it. And in this context,
and then I'm like
worried.
rolling my eyes,
right. It just ends up feeling like a couple of these relationships were dead before the show started.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just crazy to think how far we've come along.
I like this coupling.
I was unsure, so they were unsure. Mm-hmm. Now I don't feel unsure.
That's cool. So this is kind of that conversation that she was having with Mel. It's Megan and Mel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like being proudly who you are versus being like, no, this is who I am, and like kind of arguing it, like is kind of what I feel like you're saying.
And that's got to be kind of hard because I think probably some people just know, and other people it's like a tough like finding out process. Mm-hmm. And then if you're communicating with your family, which it sounds like she was through the whole thing, then they see you unsure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep crying so you can do that.
I love her dark humor. You know, like
have someone that I feel chemistry or something with this person.
You feel chemistry with me.
Obviously.
Oh, shit.
Pilar, obviously.
So Kyle's using broad language. Pilar pulls it back in.
Me.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about, the low-key player thing, I just saw it right there. You mean me.
Do you feel like you're flirting?
Yeah, she's pushing her too. Do you feel like you're flirting? Like obviously,
and she does this. She's quiet-ish. She's not quiet, but she's nice. She's
it's gentle
low-key,
for sure.
But then she says those things that are kind of bold.
I ran into Mel and Dana at the pool.
Well, she was ready to run off into the sunset a minute ago.
This is her worst fear, though. She said that her worst fear is that she would lose her partner to somebody else.
Yeah.
I stand to lose everything. The person who I wanted to be with forever.
Oh, dude. Oh.
That sucks.
That hits hard. That's so intense.
Oh.
Now I'm crying because apparently what I do is just cry on the internet every day.
Yeah, that's your job.
Oh, God.
Cry on the internet. Get those...
It's my job, but then Netflix copyrighted our last video.
So we didn't get paid for
that.
So the
10 cents we would have made now goes to Netflix.
They copyrighted it after 1,000 views, so we may have made a couple of bucks.
Okay, cool. They can't take that from us.
Yeah, that's ours. And that's why people, when they're always like, you talk too much or show more of the show,
we can't.
That last one we showed too much somehow, right? Like it didn't feel that way when I was editing it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh my God. They're making out pretty heavy. That's like tongues and throats.
Marie could possibly not be the right person for me.
Oh my God.
Come on. Really?
Oh, they're gonna bang.
Really? Her hand butt. The hand butt.
Did
you see that?
The hand butt.
That
this
was
is
a
not
lot.
Love Island, folks.
Wow, dude. Oh, I just got like bad chills. Oh, I feel so bad for Marie.
Yeah, me too.
This sucks, dude.
It's gonna be so messy when they reunite. It's gonna be awful.
You got me flowers. Yeah. Oh God, they're so pretty.
That's so sweet.
That
what
is
kind of
sweet.
Flowers? Let me judge based on the type of flower.
Yellow roses.
Oh, that's sweet. Isn't yellow
like
is the friendship rose?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I think they both know they're not each other's type.
Yeah,
I think they both know nothing is gonna happen romantically.
I did see my ex briefly. I don't think Marita knows. So I do feel now in hindsight bad.
I think she should tell her, but also there isn't much. They like you said, they're more of a friend than a romantic relationship. But it's you need to tell.
I think if you're living with someone, you need
to tell them.
Yeah.
And especially if you think somebody that they would be affected by it in any way, good or bad, you should tell them.
Marita wanting romance, that is valid. And I'm gonna show her a little bit of my daddy energy tonight.
I appreciate that. I'm glad she's going to be able to get back to that because like people do deserve romance if that's what they want. You know?
Yeah. I also just think like if that's what your partner is asking for from you and it's not something you want in a relationship, I also think it's fine if that's not what you want. But in a 3-week thing, yes. Like, even if I was paired up with someone romantic, even though I'm not particularly romantic, I would try and do it for the 3 weeks. But I wouldn't want that for like forever. Yeah, I hear that. Know?
I'm cooking, you set the table and the vibe. Like, no, I couldn't honestly ask for anything better.
Edamame, do you want to tell people your edamame experience recently?
Oh my God.
We tried Hot Pot for the first time ever, and then they, of course, had the snack bar.
I got nervous, okay?
And then she's not much of an edamame eater, so...
I don't... Listen.
You're not going to tell him?
I've eaten edamame the right way, okay? But I just got nervous at Hot Pot. There's a lot going on, and there were a lot of choices to make, and I shoved an entire edamame pot in my mouth before I, like, recognized it was edamame. And then I didn't want to spit it out, you know, but the shells are not edible. They're really not edible. They're really not. It tasted like chewing sticks, right? So I chewed it the best I could, and I just swallowed that shit. What was I going to do? I was going to spit it out. I was a mess at Hot Pot. I don't do new experiences well, I think.
Yeah, because that's when all of your things that you've been doing for years and you know how to do, part of your brain just shuts down.
It's just panic.
One of my very first relationships, she actually physically, like, abused me.
Holy shit.
Did you keep dating after that? It's okay.
Yeah, not too much longer, though.
I mean, that's a perfect example. People are always like, leave them, but it's not that simple for a lot of people.
Dude.
There's no way.
And then there's Marie alone with her cat. Ugh, Marie.
I feel bad for Marie right now.
Me too. I like Marie so much.
Because where the fuck is AJ in all this? I mean, maybe they're just not showing it, but they're making it seem like Marie's hanging out by herself and AJ's kind of piecing out every day. Like, that's bad.
I know. I'm stressed about it too.
Yeah. I just think sex is really important in a marriage. I would say more like if you're not, that's when like there is probably something like going on or like an issue. Also, intimacy comes in a lot of different forms. So like intimacy of some I would probably differentiate that from like sex totally, you know?
Yeah. I also like, I struggle with conversations like this because I know that the typical explanation is that sex has to be like a main component of a relationship. And I feel like often conversations like that miss the fact that asexual people can have relationships and they're good relationships. Yeah. And just because they're not having sex in the same like frequency or way that someone else is having sex doesn't mean that there's a problem.
That's why I tried to differentiate it from sex and turn into intimacy too. Yeah. And I was like,
I like that.
Agreeing but disagreeing a little bit because I think you can be intimate without being having sex.
I think so too.
Or you can be sexual without having sex.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like that sign of affection and stuff.
I have a chronic illness. Like sometimes I don't feel well. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong in our relationship, but like having sex is not the number one thing on my mind because I have to deal with my health stuff first.
Yeah.
So, and it gets frustrating, I think, on these shows to consistently hear over and over again, like sex is, you know, one of the most important things in a relationship, or like if you're not having sex regularly, which whatever that means to, you know, each person is different, right? But then like that's an indicator there's something wrong, and it's like, well, life is more complicated than that.
Maybe there's something wrong is like the world's falling apart and you have a disability or something like that. You know what I mean? But like, isn't there something wrong with you or your relationship?
Yeah, totally. Or you're in a stressful phase of your life or something like that. I just feel like the amount of value you place depends on like who you are in your circumstance. Yeah. And it isn't the same for everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes it gets talked about like it's
one size catch all kind of thing.
Yeah.
If I really had someone who like truly just understood me and saw me and heard me, why wouldn't I want to be with them forever?
I don't like the way she says that because it makes it seem like Marie is not that person, and that freaks me out because she's like,
known for 2 weeks
if I really had, you know, like X, Y, and Z, and it's like, so you don't feel like you had that with Marie then? Or you wouldn't say it like that.
I'm worried the food truck isn't operating anymore.
I'm worried about it too, or it's just owned by one of them, or what if Dana's the co-owner now? Are they in a fight?
Oh, look at all their shoes down there next to the fucking front door.
See, they're making a mess out of that apartment.
She was trying to kiss me, and I was like, I don't want to do that right now.
Okay. Interesting.
She just walked up and started making out with me. I could have stopped her. I didn't. But I just didn't love how it went down.
Wow. That's messed up. Wow, it's actually a massive boundary violation. I'm like, that sucks. I can't believe Pilar did that.
Because if she explicitly said that beforehand, too.
And said, I'm not ready, or said, I don't want to. And someone's not comfortable.
He just wasn't, like, comfortable making out.
Oh, that sucks.
I can see Kyle's trying not to hurt Pilar's feelings, but it's really on Pilar.
I did not come in here with the intention to, like, light shit up.
For me, the concern isn't even lighting shit up. It's Kyle saying, I don't want to kiss right now.
Yeah. That's a boundary violation. You shouldn't push physicality on someone who's not into it.
And then you should be extra careful for consent if there's already been an instance when there's been, like, a boundary set and, like, a consent issue has already come up.
I'm trying to embrace what this is and, like, be open.
This almost feels to me like an explanation of why she did what she did, but what she did was not respect Kyle's consent in a circumstance. And to me, that is the issue. The issue is not Haley. The issue is not even Kyle's partner, Bridget.
That's not even in my mind right now.
Right. Like,
with the way they
Kyle
talk about it.
set an expectation of what she wanted for consent, and Pilar didn't respect that.
And this doesn't mean, like, crucify Pilar, but it means, like, own your shit, Pilar.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen it
Just
yet.
say you're sorry.
I haven't seen it yet.
You know, I was trying to make it clear where my line was, and I didn't feel like that was respected.
I like how Kyle's expressing herself.
Takes two to tango.
Whoa, fucking no, you did not. You did not say that.
Hell, dude.
No.
And then it's like, how did you feel about, like, cuddling? And you're like, that's normal. And then...
Dude, she's talking like a lot of toxic bros, honestly. You cuddled me, so now I get to shove my tongue down your throat? I don't know, dude. That is not sitting well. That is not sitting well.
I know you expressed and, like, you, like, words of affirmation. Like, I'm going to give them words of affirmation.
I feel like Pilar is downplaying it a lot, and I feel like Kyle knows that's not what's happening.
Yeah. I think Kyle's trying to Kyle's trying to be careful with Pilar's feelings while steering the conversation back to what the problem is, and Pilar's not taking any ownership.
I acted on impulse because I thought it was mutual.
You acted on impulse, but then it was too far. Own it. That's what Kyle's asking for.
I can take the brunt of it if, like, you don't want it to look some way.
Oh my God.
Fine.
Oh, so now Pilar's saying, like, you were into it too, and you just want to put it all on me. Which that would suck if true. I just don't feel like that's what's happening right here.
Pretty sus on you now, I don't know.
Why? Like,
what the fuck is going on?
Can we be done?
Oh, that sucks. That's awful.
It's just like an attack of my character.
I feel kind of sick to my stomach right now.
I also do not feel great about this.
Wow. I want to say before we go in that big if true, that if Kyle was more involved and then denying it, that's a horrible thing. But the way that went down, I'm inclined to believe Kyle's recounting of things. And the Pilar's response was, like, grade A shit.
Yeah, it was grade
A
shit.
Oh, man, I don't even know. I was thinking something and I'm kind of frazzled right now. Oh.
This sucks on so many levels because... While I agree that if Kyle was, like, fully participatory and never said that they weren't comfortable with something, that would suck for Pilar. If someone tells you that they've violated a boundary, I don't feel like acting the way that Pilar acted is the right way to handle that.
I agree.
Regardless.
It's reminiscent of a lot of people. Her behavior is reminiscent to me of people that violate boundaries and then make themselves the victim. Mm-hmm. It seemed like that, and like it's important to recognize too. Consent can always at any time be revoked.
Yeah,
at any time.
Right.
And the fact that based on what we're hearing, Kyle denied consent.
Yeah.
You got to be extra careful after that, and there's no excuse.
Well, and even if you didn't understand, even if let's take what Pilar is trying to say, which is that she didn't understand the boundary that was being set by Kyle and thought it was mutual. That can happen, and you can be wrong.
Yeah.
And if that does happen, and then someone says to you, I know you felt like this was mutual, but I didn't feel good about this. Like, I feel like my boundaries were violated. I don't feel great after this interaction. I feel like the only acceptable thing is to suck up your bullshit in that moment. Say you're sorry. Take accountability for it. If you truly don't understand, then ask for clarity about like, just so we're clear, like, what are you comfortable with? Right now, what do you feel like you're comfortable with in our relationship? Are we still okay to cuddle in bed? Are we okay? Like, we've been holding hands. Are you okay with that?
Just do a quick check.
Right. Yeah. But, like, coming from the place of actually seeking to understand and not trying to blame the other person for your perceived hurts in that. It's one thing if later you want to talk, and I don't even think Kyle's the right person to talk to it about, right? But if you want to talk about, like, not understanding where that was and your feelings about it, I don't think having the feelings is wrong, but then putting them back on Kyle, like, Kyle's the one that did something maliciously, or now Kyle's sus because she expressed a boundary that you didn't understand. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. That's messed up to me. I don't like that at all. I don't like that. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like an avoidance of the vulnerability of saying, wow, I thought we were on the same page. I clearly was into you and wanted to make out.
Or I wanted to be more physical than you did, or something.
I thought you were there too and you weren't. Wow, that sucks and that hurts to hear. But I'm so sorry, right? I'm so glad you told me, and I'm so sorry.
It won't happen again.
I never wanted to put you in that situation. Like, you don't have to worry about it happening in the future. Like, I understand now, whatever. I can't believe her taking it and twisting it and pushing it back on Kyle. And then when Kyle's asking follow-up questions, because Pilar's answers didn't make sense, right? Because then Pilar's, like, trying to justify it by saying that it's just the show they're on. And then Kyle's like, so this is just, like, the game to you, you know? And Pilar makes it entirely about herself when I think Kyle is just trying to call out the hypocrisy in statements like that.
I really, honestly, and as much as I didn't like the way Pilar showed up, I really liked the way Kyle showed up. I think that she didn't throw any insults.
No.
She didn't do any malarkey in that argument.
No.
She was sensitive to Pilar's feelings way more than Pilar was of hers.
Way more.
Like, so when I just look at everything there, and it sounds accurate.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I hate that we watch that, honestly. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
If anyone had a right at the end of that to say that they felt sus about the other person, I feel like Kyle would be the one to have the right to say to Pilar, like, I feel uncomfortable now. Like, I don't feel like I fully can trust you because of the way that Pilar responded. It's not even necessarily the boundary violation. It's how she responds to having to take accountability for the boundary violation.
Lots of people do things that harm other people.
Yeah.
And it's about, I think at the end of the day, it's about accountability and growth.
Yeah, totally.
And you need the accountability for growth.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that we see that in coming episodes.
Right.
If it doesn't happen, I'll be very frustrated. But this is obviously a cliffhanger, so I'll stay hopeful that things get resolved.
Do you know what else kind of sucks about situations like this? Because I feel like these do happen on a pretty regular basis. Is that Pilar is like, she's attacking my character. And I can understand why she feels that way. But the reality is, like, all of us will misread signals from people. And then you need to be open to accepting from another person that you didn't read it right. And
language is interpretive.
Right.
And we all, every communication is misinterpreted in some, at least minor way.
And I didn't feel like Kyle was accusing Pilar of purposefully doing what she did or anything like that.
I didn't hear it.
Like, you have to be open to that feedback. It doesn't mean, and I don't think at any point Kyle was trying to say, it doesn't mean Pilar's a bad person. It doesn't mean Pilar's a predator or Pilar is like a...
Kyle all but explicitly said that.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Right. And she's like, I don't want you to feel bad about this, you know? But, like, also there needs to be clarity there. And I think personally, I know it's hard because I personally have trouble with it. But, like, taking accountability for that kind of stuff, I feel like we need to normalize more than just putting it back and saying, well, that's an attack on my character.
Yeah.
It sucks to watch stuff like this because this is everyone's worst nightmare of how someone's going to react when you tell them that they haven't done something right.
Yeah. This is why people don't bring up things.
I'm crying. Why am I crying?
That was stressful. That was a very stressful end of the episode. It's okay.
What
I was very affected by
man?
that.
I've been crying. It's been since the show started. It's every episode of this damn show. I end up crying.
So if you want to cry with us, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be finishing up this season.
Unsubscribe. They're gonna be like, I can't handle this like grown woman crying on camera every 5 seconds.
It's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I just fully experienced a whole range of emotions, okay?
Yeah.
Mainly cranky and crying.
Cranky and crying.
Yeah.
Laughter. You're really you're happy. You're happy a lot. You're very goofy. You're a very funny person.
Thank you. Keep telling me nice things so I don't cry.
You're goofy. Yeah, you did take that as a compliment a second ago. You are though. You are goofy. It's one of the things I love about
goofy.
you.
Is that bad?
No, it's not bad. Not my book. It's a compliment.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. Thank you for watching with us. That was intense to the end.
Okay. We'll see you next time.
No.
What?
No.
We already did.
Did
like
we?
and subscribe.
Oh, we did.
We did.
Oh, was I crying?
Probably. You're probably going.
You're just trying to keep the show on the road, aren't you?
All right.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, bye.
Then I got it knocked, and I started going,
ridiculous.
Oh, that was a tearjerker.
Hey, we're gonna go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.